Okay, hey guys, this is Alan. I just wanted to take a little bit of time here and talk to you about mission model paints. This is a little video I've been planning to put together for a little bit. Just started a new job, so it got put to the wayside. So mission models is not new to the modeling business, but they are a bit new to the paint side of the business. They've released a new line of acrylic paints. It's more of a painting system versus just a line of paints. You've probably seen a lot of stuff being done about it. Will Patterson did a nice extensive demonstration and analysis of the whole paint system, but I'm not going to go that far. You've also seen on their webpage a whole bunch of stuff about their primers and all of that stuff. But anyways, so this is just a new line of paints. I started looking into something for a little bit because the last couple of times I went to my hobby store and picking up my Model Master paints, because I'm a big user of acrylic because I don't have a ventilated space to use a lot of lacquers. The only lacquer I use right now is my primer. But I've been doing a lot of acrylic stuff, but I've been told my 4700 series Model Master acrylic by testers is being discontinued. Now, whether or not that is being discontinued for the fact that it's going to be repackaged differently, or if it's being pulled from the market altogether, I'm still unsure about that. But I started looking into a potential replacement for my Model Master acrylics, and a little while back the whole thing about emission models came up, and I was talking to the guy John Tompkin all about this, and decided to give it a try and see where it's going. And so far it looks pretty decent. Right now the paint line is pretty limited. This is pretty much what's there available at the moment. These paints are being done up in association with the likes of Mike Rinaldi. So as you can see with a lot of the colors here, they're very armor and vehicle oriented color lines, though I do like some of the colors here that they've got for some of the lines here, for like some of the olive drabs. I like their olive drabs because so far, because they look more along the lines of what you've seen in the photographs, where they've got that more green to yellow khaki type tone to it versus more of a black. According to John, they're coming out with a lot more colors. I'm not much of a vehicle or an armor guy. I'm more of an aircraft guy. And in talking to him, he told me that they're going to be doing an aircraft line, maybe as much as 60 colors. I forget exactly what he said because we did have that conversation a little while back. But he says we're not going to go crazy on the colors. I'm assuming that by that he means, we're not going to have 19 different shades of white and 20 shades of blue and 200 shades of gray and all of that. It's probably just going to be, a standard white, more than likely, maybe an insignia white. Though, John, if you're listening, there are some special requests I would like to make for colors. For us acrylic guys, there aren't a lot of options for this, but turquoise blue for your MIGs. That would be one color I'd like to see being done in an acrylic line. Also, the RAF interior color would be a nice addition as well, as there aren't very many options for that in the acrylic lines. That being said, it'd be interesting to see the direction that's going to go with that. And so far, from some of the earlier testing that I've done previous to this video, I've actually been pretty happy with the paints so far. So as I said, this is pretty much more of a system versus anything. So you've pretty much got your idea of your thinner, a polyurethane mix additive, and then of course the paint and the various lines. Thing I like with this is, especially with the polyurethane additive, I used to do leather and vinyl repairs a few years back as a business, and it was a polyurethane based vinyl dye that we used to use, and there was a similar product that we used to add to it called an oligomer, and this would be added depending on how resilient you wanted your finish to be. You could either add it or not, just depending on what the end result was going to be and how much abuse it was going to take. So this is kind of similar to that. A lot of car guys who do a lot of auto body work will understand what it means by this being a whole system and everything. Another thing that I've noticed with it that not a lot of people have touched on is this is coming into the market where the pricing is very competitive. And these are actually quite competitively priced. For most of what I've seen, these are running on an average of $5.75 US per bottle. And this is a 1 fluid ounce bottle. Now, in comparison to bottle sizes, I mean, you can see this will be what I'd be replacing it with, the Model Master acrylic. This is a half fluid ounce. So yeah, it's about right. And these tend to go for about $3.75 a bottle. Then you've got your Tamiyas, 1/3 of a fluid ounce. Again, still pretty decent value. Most places retail this at $3 US. And then you can get into your Vallejo Air, your Vallejo series, it's 17 mils. Not one of my favorites, but I do have a small selection of these. A lot of the Vallejos are going on the average for about $3.29. And then you've got the MIG and your AK lines going for about $3.65, and these are also 7 mils. So dollar for dollar, they're not a bad buy at $5.75. But I will say one thing that I've found with these versus most of these others here, these have a lot more mileage in them. They go a lot further and they cover a lot better. I've heard some guys compare these things to lacquer paints, that they're just as good. I probably wouldn't go that far, but really, truthfully, these are pretty top-notch as it is right now. When I first started looking into them, I, of course, decided to try them out, and I was very selective in the colors that I wanted to go with. A lot of people have their different methods of measuring the type of paint and their measuring standards. My standard for most acrylic paint is white. This is because white tends to be one of the paints with the largest pigment color. It's one of the harder ones to break down when thinning. Everybody, you've seen it all in the forums and all of the threads all over Facebook and everywhere. Everybody has a problem spraying white for some reason. I do too. I've had a lot of problems with some of the Tamiya whites and the Model Master whites. This I tried already working on my P51 Mustang. Worked really, really nice. No problems with it. So this is pretty much one that I'm going to be testing out here tonight. And another color that I tend to find is a good measure as to how a paint is going to perform is their metallics. Unfortunately, they don't have a wide range of metallics right now, so I've got their metallic burnt iron to try just to see how that will spray. I've already primed. This part here is a piece that was left over from my previous build, my Spitfire build, so I sprayed this down with some of the primer. As you can see, nice smooth finish with this primer that goes down. And I'm actually thinking of switching over to acrylic primers again because I have a problem with some ventilation issues, and there's really nowhere for me to vent everything out, so I have to be very careful with what I use. So I'm going to go load up my airbrush now, and then we'll get going and we'll see how this thing works. Okay, so I got a little bit of white in my airbrush here. As you can see, it's all in there. I didn't really clean up this airbrush for this demonstration because I wanted to, have it be a part of this, that, it works pretty great with just about any airbrush. Even when you're going in the middle of projects, you just switching from one color to the next, but there you go. This one might come out a little bit gray because I had some of the black primer in it not too long ago when I sprayed this. So don't pay any attention to that. I'm really testing as to how well the white goes down. As I said, for me, measure of performance is based on how a white would perform. So that's what I'm going to go. So here we go. we're just going to go with one nice layer down. Whoops, a little spitting there. Just some air alone just to get it going to dry. And then we start adding another layer. Right now I thinned it down based on what they're recommending, but I do find it sprays a little bit better if you thin it down just a little bit more beyond what they did. And I also didn't add any of the urethane additive to this because I'm not really going for any durability here. I'm just going for coverage. So here we go. Probably have a little bit of buildup on my airbrush there. So here we go. Another little pass. Now usually when I'm doing with any of the others, I mean it's like running all over the place and real thin. Either you get it really too thin or you get it too thick, and then it just doesn't spray at all the way you want it to. So, but this stuff pretty much goes on like a dream. I probably got the air a little too high here for this. But as you can see, you know, it really covers, begins to cover really, really nice. Nice even. You can even see how smooth it is. I know my camera's not worth much for crap, but you get the idea. So you know it does go down really, really nice, and I really have been happy with how this went down, how this paint's working so far. So, and here's the final pass on it. Not a complete coverage, but it is a bit translucent going down, but it is a nice paint, goes down nice and even, nice and smooth, dries pretty quick too, because I mean right there it's dry to touch already. You know, no coming off, no fingerprints, no nothing. So I'm just gonna go clean up the airbrush here now and then come back, and then I'm gonna start with a metallic right over this so you can get an idea of how their metallics spray as well. Okay, so here we go. And another interesting thing about this Model Master Paint, cleans up really nice with just plain water, which is what I just cleaned it out with. You get it nice and clean, goes right out the brush, no problems with just water. No need any special thinners. I mean, you can do the whole glass cleaner thing and all of that if you want, but just water. Water alone works just fine. So now we'll just go down with that metallic burnt iron over it. You see, it just glides right on, no problem, smooth. And you can just maybe, I don't know how well it's going to focus, but you can probably see the metal flake in it. Maybe not, but again, goes on really nice and smooth, nice and even. Just like that, pretty much done. Again, like I said, cleans up really nice, just plain water. So I'm just gonna wipe out the cup. There we go. Just plain water, like I said. Get a little back flush there. Get it out there. Get some more in there. Swirl it around. There we go. Still got some of the white paint in there. some out. Another quick wipe out again. And pretty much all gone. Brush is still a little dirty because I'm still right in the middle of my project. But there you go. So, and of course, there you go, dry to touch. Great paints. Been very satisfied with them. I can't wait to see what they come out with as far as their product line goes. And I will be switching out to some of these as well, like I said. I've been very, very satisfied with them. All the other clear coats, Future, all of that sort of stuff goes right over it perfectly, no problem. You know, your panel line washes and all your enamel effects go pretty well over it, just for argument's sake. You know, no problems there. Wipe off your excess. Boom, there you go. It's all good to go. So all in all, it's a fantastic paint line. I highly recommend it. And but it's all in all for us to be showing you this and going all over the place and putting up all these videos and everything. If you haven't tried it yet, try it. If you even just get one bottle, try it. You'll be real happy with it, especially if you're an acrylic. I mean, if you're the guys that like to use the lacquer stuff, you know, the Mr. Paint and all of that, this might not be the thing for you. But if you're a dedicated acrylic user like myself, this is a wonderful paint system to go with. I am going to goof around with it more. Like I said, though the line is limited right now to a lot of armor type colors, I would like to play with it some more and get some of the aircraft colors once they come out, and try to do a complete project with it. So this was just going to be a very short video. I think I've gone a little bit over the time that I was planning to, and sorry if it's a little not professional, but that's what I got here to give to you. So these paints are now available. You can get them through the Mission Models website or through their Facebook page, or you can contact John Tompkin directly, or they're also available through contacting Matthew Bowl at Hobby World USA. They're also carrying them. I'm here in Cambridge, Ontario in Canada. I understand if you're in the GTA area, Wheels and Wings on Danforth carries them now, and soon to be carrying them will be Hornet Hobbies over on O'Connor. So hopefully you guys saw something you liked here. And again, like I say, if you want, I would strongly suggest giving these a try. They are worth the look. So give John a call, or you can contact Matthew over at Hobby World USA again and see what he has, and try them out. I'm really satisfied with them. I highly recommend them. Okay guys, so talk to you a little bit. Bye.